This performance mode actually fixes the performance of Spider-Man 2. So while surfing on Nexus mode, I found out ultimate performance fix mode for Spider-Man 2 that promises that it fixes the shuttering issue and improve performance. So I get excited and I download the mode and install it on my RTX 4060 laptop, which you can see all its specs right here. The short answer is yes, it does impact your performance, but there's a catch talk about in a moment. First, Spider-Man 2 has been out over an year and a half, but even after many patches update, its core performance issue haven't been fully resolved. The reason behind this is the game was built from the ground up for PS5 unique hardware architecture. Specifically, it high-speed SSD asset streaming and aggressive internal dynamic resolution scaling that helps to run this game smoothly on console. On PC, when you're swinging throughout the city at high speed, the engine struggles to stream those high detail assets without hitting severe RAM or VRAM bandwidth limits. Lowering your standard graphics setting help to maintain average frame rate, but it cannot completely emulate transversal shutter. However, locking your frame rate up to 60 resolve many of this frame pacing issue, but it still won't completely emulate the micro shutter, especially when you swinging through foliage heavy area or transitioning in and out of cutscenes. While this performance mode improve your overall FPS quite a bit, locking the frame rate to 60 is still your best bet for smoother experience. In fact, this is the only game where I stuck strictly to 1080p simply because it pushes my 16 GB of system RAM or 8 GB graphic card to their absolute limits. To install the mode for this performance improvement, download the mode archive from Nexus mode that I given in the description and extract the file using WinRAR or 7-zip. Cut the two modded setting file from its folder and paste or replace them inside your main Spider-Man installation directory where the original settings are stored. Tip: make sure to back up your original setting file in a separate folder first, just in case you want to revert back later on. After installing the mode, you notice a noticeable bump in baseline FPS, through minor dips can still occur in heavily populated city block area. On the Nexus mode page link in the description, you might notice the developer also recommend using additional tool called Titan Boost. I tested this extra utility always and I do not recommend running it on 8 GB VRAM or 16 GB RAM setup because this squeeze out of tiny bit of more performance. The background process consume additional overhead which end up saturating your available memory, causing unnecessary bottleneck. Stick to the mode file alone. Beyond the mode itself, here the exact in-game setting you should use to get the best balance of visual fidelity and stable performance. I see many of you haven't subscribed my channel, so please consider subscribing my channel so that you can get many optimization guide videos on your way to ensure that your game runs smoothly on your 4060 laptop or desktop. So let's jump into the settings. First up is texture quality set up to high. You don't need to lower it while it is a little bit intensive setting, but you can use high settings with your 4060. Texture filtering set up to 4x anisotropics. So while it is not an intensive setting, but keep in mind as this game has many transversal shutters, using this on 4x reduce the sharpness and ensure that 1% loss doesn't impact your performance as much. For shadow quality set up to high, it is intensive setting but you have that VRAM so you can use high on this preset. Occlusion come with 3 settings, but for 8 GB VRAM GPUs you should either switch between SSAO or HBAO plus. My recommendation is go with HBAO plus because this give you more good shadows and lighting throughout the game which looks good. And if you think SSAO work good for you, you can switch to SSAO. It doesn't impact too much of your performance. Screen space reflection setup to high because this ensured you get good reflection throughout the game over ray tracing, which you going to avoid completely on 8 GB VRAM GPUs because your 8 GB VRAM GPU cannot handle this ray tracing effects at all. For other settings, level of detail you can set up to high, your GPU can maintain it. Set traffic density or count density up to medium because it can be intensive on high or very high. Hair quality set up to high, it's look good while it is little bit intensive, but your 8 GB VRAM GPU can handle it properly. And weather particle quality set up to medium is look good, and don't go too high or very high, it intensive and you don't need it because you not going to always look on the sky. So if you like this video, gives it a thumbs up and subscribe my channel to get the optimization guide on syncing city 2. And if you want to know what setting to use to run beast of reincarnation smoothly in your system, click on this video right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.